That's like right now. I don't like my screen to go to sleep by itself. I hate when it happens. How do I don't remember how I shut it off? It's, hmm. Let me just say sleep display. Yeah, display and brightness. I was there. I thought display and brightness. Auto lock. 3 seconds. Here we go. Never. I don't like that. I ain't got nothing on this phone yet, bro. Come on, back up already. There's a little website put together. It's nothing special. I did the navigation last just because I wanted to make sure that this picture I have would fit the whole screen and I wouldn't have no issues with overflowing. I never usually do that, but because when I make the nav bar, I want to make sure it's just at the top, only always at the top. This don't do nothing, but I can go to like Spotify or something. This is like a band website I made. As a musician myself, I like doing these kind of websites. Just tour dates, obviously fake. They don't go nowhere. They don't do nothing. But I can update this as needed. Music, just couldn't tell you if these are real albums or not. I just came up with some random stuff. And then a contact form could be better. This button is definitely not good, but whatever. We can work on that. And copyright, whatever. Footer. So the only thing we need to do is the navigation, which normally I do it first, but I wanted to do everything else, the background, because we usually want to do backgrounds. It's easier to see how well it fits around. So it's pretty responsive, as you can see. It fits in all sizes. Now we gotta do the navigation, make sure that is gonna be pretty responsive. So everything fits pretty good. All devices, which is nice. All right. Now I have to go to Google, and I need to get a icon, emoji type icon I'm going to use for the music symbol for the navigation. So we're going to have to get that. I'm going to Google that. I'm going to go to Google and go to Awesome Fonts and get an emoji for that. We're going to copy that, and then we'll use that into our button. So what we're going to do is, this is the plan. We're going to have a navigation. As you can see, I have a section, right? Selection tour ID tour, right? We have a tour. Then we have selection music ID. And we're doing the ID because what we do is when we have our navigation up, when they go to click on the navigation and they click on music tour, it's gonna automatically scroll down to that section. So we're gonna go ahead and give it an ID of music, and then when we write the navigation, we can target that ID, and it's gonna snap down to whatever section they click on. And I like doing that. I think it kind of keeps the website clean instead of having to write many HTMLs or just many documents or different pages, I should say, and just click it. It's just easier just to do it like this and just snap down to different areas of the website. It keeps it clean too. I can add more of these in. I added some emblems right here. I'm not even sure what this is supposed to be. It looks like, I'm guessing it's supposed to be like a pinpoint or whatever. I just got this from Awesome Fonts and just thought it looked like one of me, but to me it looks like a freaking balloon. I don't know if I'm tripping, but I mean, we'll take it. And there's some random dates here. Obviously, these don't do nothing, but you never know. These obviously Los Angeles is sold out just because I wanted to do that. I mean, it's all fake stuff. If it was real, then we would have they'll be able to click this and go to like Ticketmaster or whatever, get tickets. But I'm just wanting to throw something together, see what I can come up with. This is supposed to be like a rock band. The time is now. I just made that up. I don't know. It could mean anything. It could mean it's never too late to change or whatever. I don't know. I just threw a random name in there. The time is now. All right. I can do some work on this. This is kind of bad, but I wonder if I could target that button and make that button a little bit better. I don't know. Let's see. Where did I put that button at? I want to say it's in contact input. Here's our mobile device. I always put a comment for mobile device so I know if it's for desktop or mobile. I'm trying to make sure it stays responsive for all devices. So this is gonna be for mobile, and it's gonna be obviously you want it to be a width. You don't want to use pixels. You want to use width. That's gonna size the width perfectly for that kind of stuff. Where's our button at? I thought it should have been in. This is a contact form. Contact button. Did we do a button? Wait, let me go look at our. Here it is right here. Button type submit send. I don't think we actually customized this, did we? I'm not sure how many buttons we have. Let me just give this an ID of button dash one. Because I'm not sure if we have any other buttons. We need to make this look a little better. I don't even know where to start, to be honest, because I don't know how. Let's see. I don't know what I want to do. I could make it smaller and just make a little send right here. So I'm gonna have to. Wait. I'm gonna have to get a hold of session contact. All this stuff, right? I can't. I don't think I can just wait. We're gonna find out. Yeah. We might have to grab all that, dude. There's no way we have to do that. Let me go to Awesome Fonts and get that camera on. Okay, let's go to Awesome Fonts. Um, Okay, let's see. We need something like maybe like this. Yeah. Something like this. That's perfect. Copy that. Go over here. Let's make a comment. Boom. We'll keep it in there. That's what we're going to use for our navigation. So that's how many, what other emblems do we have here? Emblems, emojis, whatever. Wait. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not good. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to think how we can do this. Contact that button. This ain't good when you have a headache, because now I'm having to, like, really think. It's kind of hurt my brain a little bit. That's actually backed up now, so I wonder if I can come into here. And then we'll go into iCloud. I should be able to back up now. I had to pay $9.99 to back up my iCloud because I didn't have enough storage to transfer everything. It sucks. Now we should be able to come in here. Wait, what? I backed it up. Now how do I transfer it? Dang, I already did everything. It's quick. Where are my apps though? You don't download your apps? I think I just download your contacts and stuff. Dude, I gotta download all these freaking apps again? Well, at least I got all my phone numbers and stuff saved again. I can re-download all the apps. I mean, I'm not tripping about that. I got my old phone right here. I can just download my crucial apps I use. There's got to be a way you can. I don't know. It's been so long since I've got a new phone. Like I don't know, 5 years. I don't know how long it's been. I had the 14 Pro Max and went to the 17 Pro Max. It's been a long time. All right, let's focus in. Let me see the awesome phone. Dude, I got such a bad headache again. This ain't good trying to code. Now I'm squinting my eyes trying to look at some designs because what I'm trying to do is I want to have a navigation up here. I want to have this music emblem right here. I want to have that next, and then the name of the band right next to that. So I'm trying to look at some designs because I'm gonna write it from scratch, but I need to have something in mind before I start writing code because then I ain't gonna have a game plan to what I want to do. It's just not gonna go well. So I want to style this button a little bit. If I can. I don't know, lost where I'm at. Where's it at? Right here. Contact button. Um, let's put it somewhere here. And then we gave it a contact button. So it's just not updating that contact form. I don't know why. Button type. Contact section. Class I contact button. Let me. Hmm. Am I missing something? Hmm. Like I'm missing something. Types in a minute, so. Hmm. I wonder. Okay, let me see if. Let me just try one more thing. Because I'm targeting. I have a class right here. Maybe I have to target form and then the button. I try it. Like dot form and dot. Form. Alright, let me get rid of this real quick. I'm just curious. If I just target button, what would that do? I mean, it should work. I don't understand why it wouldn't. Background color green, gray, something on it. Yeah, that works. Something's going on with my targeting, then that works fine. So what is going on with if I add a class and just say, I don't know, contact button, why wouldn't that work? So I can't just go in here and say dot contact. Now it wants to work, right? That works. Red. That works. I don't know what happened. I didn't change nothing. It kept everything the same. Encryption. I hate. That's the only thing I hate is it keeps snapping up like that, dude. I hate that. I gotta be able to fix that somehow. I bet you I can come up here and I think I did something with scroll. Yeah, scroll behavior. Think this is it. Think this is my problem right here. Why I keep scrolling up, right? I mean, still gonna go to the top of the page. That's just see. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. We just have to keep scrolling. That sucks. It's gotta be something we can do. I don't know exactly how we can probably lock it into that. So we have background color. We'll give it a color white for that. That sucks. I'm just gonna write some code, and before I even save it, because it does that every time I save it. So before I save it, like I'll just write a couple code, and then we'll save it, and then we'll take a look at it. And then what we'll do is that our border right here is kind of rough, so we'll get rid of that border too. So we just say border none, and we'll just see how that looks. Now we don't have no border. What's next? What could we do next? Border none. We give it a border none. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. We could probably do uh maybe 14, 30. Think 30 is too big. Maybe I don't know. That'd be too big. Man, it's not bad. We could probably go down to 20. What does 20 look like? I'm thinking more 20. 20 might looks pretty dang good to me. And we'll give it a font size, 1 RAM. I thought we're heading to our border. Border none. Oh, we're right in the wrong. What am I doing? We're right in the wrong spot here. There we go. It's a little bit bigger now. We're also gonna try to do a transition too. So to make it look a little bit more nicer, we can do a little transition. Let's do like a little font weight, bold, make that look a little bit bigger. We could probably do like a letter spacing for the send. Space the letters out a little bit. And we could probably do like 1 pixel. That's just gonna give it a little bit of spacing. How's that look? I mean, we could go more than that, but that's not too bad. 2 pixels. I like 2 pixels. What if I did like 20 pixels? What if I did like 20 pixels? Oh my god. No, we're not doing that. We'll go with 1 pixels. That looks pretty good, I would say. It looks really good. What's next? So I'm going off the top of my head for this. But for the navigation, I have a design that I'm gonna try to go for. So we got letter spacings, we got font weight, letter spacing. What else could we be using? Oh, we need a cursor pointer. See when I hover over the send, it doesn't give you a visual feedback that you can click on that. So we need a cursor pointer, and that will solve that. There we go. Now that people know, obviously people should know anyways, but now we have a visual cue, right? Now we need a border radius of, well, I want a border radius to kind of border these out, see how they're hard edges. So let's try a border radius. Let's try 30 pixels. I mean, hey, that don't look too bad. It's got a nice little round to it. I mean, I'm digging that. And then all we need now is like a little transition. So we could probably do a transition all. That's usually what I use a lot is a transition all 0.3 seconds in ease. So you won't really see too much happen, but when something refreshes or whatever, when we're doing something, it'll just smooth in. It won't be rough. So that looks a little better. We'll keep all that same. Now we could probably start on our we can do We can do so much stuff with that contact button we just made. We can make a box shadow, make a little shadow, make it glow, whatever I wanted to do. But I really don't know too much about colors. Colors is so much to know about colors. There's gradients. There's just so much to do with colors, and that takes a lot of time to learn all the colors. All right, so let's start right navigation. So I have a design in mind, and I'm gonna look at it as I'm writing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have it up here, and we're gonna have display flex. We're gonna have the name of the band right here. The musical emblem that we have will be right here. I'm thinking. Then we'll have the links over here, and then when it goes down on mobile device, we will have everything else that we can click. We can have the little hamburger, right? We can start. I guess we could start with getting like a. We could do a header. I mean, we could do a header, and then we could just give it like a. Do I want to do a header or a nav? Ooh. Sometimes I don't use headers. Sometimes I just use navs. We'll use a header and a nav, HTML5 style. Nav bar. And then what we'll do is we're gonna get our musical emblem that we have right here, and then the name of the band, right? Because we'll say dot, and we'll call this logo. And then what we'll do is we'll have our musical emblem right here, or whatever you want to call this emoji. I don't know. And then we will copy the name of the band, and what we'll do is we'll put this in here as well. And that's gonna be sitting over here on this side. That's gonna be our div. That's our div container for that. Then we can get a nav. We can start designing our nav, our links and navigation. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a nav, and then we're gonna have a nav with a class of nav links, and then like an ID that we can target in JavaScript as well. So I'm thinking we're gonna do a home, about, a tour, music, and a contact. So what we'll do is get a class of I mean I don't know, nav dash maybe links ID, and then we can call this probably the same. We could call it the same. Let's just let's just say nav links for the ID because we're gonna target that separately in JavaScript anyways. I don't know what I want to do, man. I have it like I know what I want to do, but I hope it turns out the way I want it to turn out. And I got a headache, but we're gonna try to make this work. So I'm thinking, logo, musical emblem or emoji, whatever. That's gonna be sitting around here. So we're gonna have a home. I'm thinking, right? Let me go look. A home. We have an ID home that we made. A about. A tour. And these are sections, which means when they click the navigation, any link of navigation, it's gonna automatically snap down to that section because it's a section, and I give it an ID tour. So all I gotta do when I'm writing the navigation is give the href where you put your URL or your URL for a website or whatever. You're gonna put your ID in there, and that will automatically snap it down to the page. So I'm just trying to see if we got contact music. That's it. So contact music, tour, home, and that's it. That's all we need to do. So let's go on nav. Now we're gonna get we could get an unordered list, but let's just keep it simple and just I said home, right? Yep. So we'll just give it a hashtag. And we'll just say home. Just trying to think of something else I was thinking of doing an unordered list and see how it snaps and hides. You might keep it that way. I should probably kind of have it with the HTML scroll. Alright. And then here we'll say we have a tour. Now we'll do about. And now it should, like I said, say I just targeted right here. Hashtag about. And the ID about. So it should automatically snap down just like that. Because this is a section. We give it the ID, we're targeting it in here. So we got tour next. We'll do Alt Shift down. Copy those a couple times. This is gonna be tour. And then we have music. And then we have contact, right? It's last. So we'll just go ahead and just copy that one time. Contact. These should all snap down now. That one just snaps down to the home because we're already home. Right here. About. Tour. Snap down to that section. Music. And context pretty much right there. Now I have it set up with some basic CSS code that it hides the navigation. If I want to, I can have navigation be present on the website at all times, which means when they go to music, it'll still be right here showing. But we can have it float to the top like that and stay there. That's just it's a position fix that we're using. So I like that. Now we're gonna have to write the hamburger. So we got that. Now we're gonna write the hamburger menu. That's gonna be for mobile devices. Well, now it looks like crap, but we're gonna get there eventually. Okay, so we're gonna make sure we're gonna write. Shoot. Okay, we're gonna write Do I want to write the hamburger menu in the navigation tab? In the nav tags, or do I want to write it out in the header? I could just put it in the header. No, I just put it in the header. So dot hamburger. So dot for class hamburger. For the ID of. So we got hamburger, and then we're gonna do for JavaScript. Keep it simple. Hamburger as well. Make sure I spell them both the same because that would be bad. And then we just do spans, and we'll just copy these 3 times, and that would be our little hamburger menu that we're gonna make in a minute. We could do animation as well, but we're not. For now, we're not even gonna do animation. We're not gonna mess with that. We could. We might. If I remember how to do it correctly, right? So let's start trying to make this look a little better, shall we? So we do have, let me look at the design here. So I have a color we're going to use. It's going to be black. I'm thinking black will look good on this. Or the color white for the foreground of the text. We're going to be doing a display flex. And we could do a width 100 because we want that to be the full width of that. So let's try this. What we'll do is to do that. We're going to want it to be position fixed, like I said. Now it always stays on the website, no matter what. They can go to any section they want, and it always stays on the website no matter where they're at. That's what we want. Or else, if I don't do that, like I said, it stays at the top and it will never move with the user. They don't know. That's kind of annoying because if you have a big page, it's all the way to the top, so it's kind of annoying. So let's just do that. We'll just do a position fix. Let's try to make it look a little better. Right now it looks like crap. And you notice we also It also got rid of the white background too because now it's putting the text in front of the picture and on top of our, basically on the foreground of things, right? Top 0, so we know it always sits at the top, never moves, right? And then we'll do with 100%. And then now I could use this picture as the background for the text and not even have a background, but we're just to see how the background would look. Okay, we're gonna go with that for a second. I'm gonna see how it looks when we start making everything bigger. Okay, I like the way that it looks with the music. I like the way that looks up here. Now we're gonna separate these links and move them over here. And we're gonna do that with display flex. And then we'll say justify content space between. No. Space between. And that's gonna move them over there. And then we need to figure out our gap. We need to figure out our gap for let's try like a gap of. Okay, so we'll do the gap. Actually, we need. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We need to do the gap when we actually target our links. So justify content space between, and then now what we need to do is align item center, right? Yep. Padding, we're gonna do 15 and 30 because I think it might be. It's usually the common. At 15, 30. What is next? 15, 30. We need to give it a Z index to make sure it always stays at the top. And then our logo. We need to target. What's next? Is it .nav links? .nav link. Let me check. Wait. Let me try something here. Oh crap! That would be insane if we did that. Yeah. Okay. So. That would, we need to get a. We need to get a gap. And a margin left. So now play content. Color white. Do text decoration. I'm trying to think of everything. I'm missing something, and I don't know what I'm missing. Margin left. We can try like 20 pixels. Oh, so we're gonna use the margin left. We could do that, but I don't know when to do that. I was thinking gap. Gap should work too, though, right? Unless we use the gap up here. Yeah, so we can do both of those work. We can do the gap up here as well. We can use a gap instead of a margin left. They do the same thing. But on here you would do the margin down here, and you would do the gap down here, up here. So gap is part of your kind of your display flex. So that could work. And then maybe we could do like a font size. Like on RAM, it's pretty much default anyways. And then we could do a hover effect. And then we're gonna do like a color. We could do a background color, we're gonna do a color. Why is that not working? Or I could also do, if I remember how to do it, scale. Is it transform scale 1.2? Yeah. To give you a nice little effect on that. We're gonna do color. Now we would try to work on our hamburger menu. And here we'll say display flex for now, because I want to see what it looks like while we're working on it, right? But we're gonna put that to none later, so we can't forget to put that to none later. We need it to be set up as a column, so we need it to be one here, one here, one here. So we'll say column. That's gonna stack them pretty much on top of each other. A height difference and a cursor pointer. I think that's all we need for that. Then hamburger, fan, and then here we'll actually design our hamburger. Not sure where it's at yet. Probably behind here. You know what? I already have some mobile stuff set up for it. Down here somewhere. I have an absolute background. So to make it mobile friendly, if you want to take all your sections you have, you want to make them flex direction so they stack. So you notice if I go down, if I go up, everything snaps to how it should. So this goes from this, and then it goes into a column, so everything fits nicely. Not sure where our hamburger is yet though. We'll give it like a height and width of like. There we go. That don't look right. That does not look right. What happened there? Um. There we go. I could do a gap. Gap will work too, right? But I think I have to use gap up here, right? Yeah, that works too. I actually like the other one better. The margin is the margin. What was it again? That I did was it margin 4? Margin 4 is 0. Now we need to hide that in desktop. Now we need to do JavaScript, dude. Hmm. Alright, so we have add event listener, click, and it will do we can say nav links dot class list, I think, toggle, and then active. It should be active. So we could turn this into an animation. Oh man, how am I gonna do that? Cause I never done it with using margin. I used to do it with gap. We can try it. We'll do. We'll say dot show for this. Then we can go into here and let's try that. Dot. And then we'll have to go into here. We'll get class line line. Or actually might be in this one. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think I'm forgetting something. I think I'm forgetting active here. That's 9. I think I have to come in here. I'm not forgetting. You know what? I think this should be hamburger. We need to get. What we need to do is we need to get. Um. Then. Trying. Let me think about this. Nav link active. Hamburger. See if I go to Google find the emoji for that. I gotta think about this. See, hamburger.active line, it child one. Uh, hmm. Okay, let me try one more thing. Trying to figure out, remember how to do it. Okay. Do flex direction. Mm, we'll do like a height, like that ain't gonna work, is it? Height 22 pixels. Um, flex direction, flex column, pointer. Then we could probably do background color white. We could keep that the same. Then oh wait, you know what? We have to give it a fix. Have like a fix. Trying to remember how to do this. Been a minute. So we can give it like a width of like 100%. And then what's next? Maybe like a border radius of like 2 pixels, maybe 4 pixels, 2 pixels, 3 pixels. And then we can probably give it like a transition. All. Okay. You know what? Let's delete. Trying to remember how to do this. Let's see. Let's delete this. Let's come up here. We could probably just We could probably do hamburger, active. We could probably do click, have a link. I don't like that gap. We need to fix that. We do it in here. Now, I think we can make this work now. I think I have everything set up what I need to for the active. I think I can come in here and say, let's see, nav links dot active dot span nth child. It's gonna be 1. Why is that not working, dude? I'm missing something. Oh, man. Active. You know what? I don't think I need a dot for the span. I don't know. I don't want to Google it yet. I have to Google it because I'm so lost right now. It's what programming is. Trial and error, man. Trying to find the solution. Something's not working. Let me go back to that real quick. $45. Okay. What is going on with this? I have it set up in here perfect too. Hamburger, Jack class list, toggle active. That works. Mm. Let me look at this one more time. I'm doing something wrong here. Let me go look at this one more time. Oh, you know what? Oh my god. I got such a headache. I can't believe I just overlooked that. I think I see the issue now. Oh my god. Why am I targeting nav links, not hamburger? You serious right now, dude? Wow. Okay. I really have that bad of a headache. I don't know how I overlooked that. I was just thinking about like nav links. That doesn't even live inside. Nav links was not even nowhere. Okay, whatever. Moving on. But I say everything looked fine. I need to get our links to show back up. Where's our links at? Finally. My God. I can't believe I overlooked that. Oh, we need to hide that. And now it looks like we completely have hidden it. And that is because we do not have. Finally. Done. Finally, man. Oh my God. I was about to look it up. I was getting frustrated. And I overlooked it somehow. Why would I have put nav links? It has nothing to do with the hamburger menu. Oh. Alright, I'll be back on in a bit. I'll be playing some games here in a little while.